This is Mike Falvo, and you're watching Wrestle Fandom Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is I, your host, Joseph Stones, with my partner in crime, Garrett Plunkett. How are we doing today, folks?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
That's weird. I can't hear you. You on over there? What the heck? I got nothing.
Can you hear me now?
Nope.
Probably hit something on there. I can hear you. Did you have my mic muted?
Come on. There you go. Don't know why I was messing around with me. Of course. Of course. You know what? You know who did it again?
Probably Z.
Probably Z.
Yep.
Came in,
Son of a
set
bitch.
everything up, did that Instagram video thing or whatever he was doing,
Probably muted everything.
and then muted everything. Yeah, I'm so sick of him messing with this show, dude.
I'm tired of it.
Like, yeah, it's literally gonna be sticking my fingers.
Like something needs to
how
be
annoyed I am.
done. I'm very close to just quitting the show altogether.
Like,
And just stop
seriously,
doing
like,
everything because it's not worth the stress it's been causing me.
He's literally like just all the time with everything.
All right, let's try this again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is I, your host, Joseph Stones, with my beautiful curly-haired partner, Garrett Plunkett. How are we doing today, guys?
So you're liking that?
I'm digging it, Garrett. I'm digging it a lot.
Nice. I'm glad you like it.
Now, do you got internet on your phone right now?
Of course.
It looks like it's out over here.
I mean like the Wi-Fi?
Maybe because I had turned off my LTE.
Why? Did he kill that too?
No, I let him use my phone, and look, my internet was turned off on my phone.
Yeah, see, I'm telling you, man.
Dude,
The guy's like a freaking jackal. He's ridiculous.
I'm so over this. Like, I seriously, like, I might not be here next week.
So, just relax, all right?
Like, this is, like, it's giving me agita, like, it's stressing me out, like.
All right. I mean, I get you, but we'll handle it, all right? We'll handle it together, okay?
We'll figure it, whatever.
You know, if he's not careful, I may revert and I may go full mastermind if he doesn't watch himself.
I don't know. I don't want to go back to the champ. I don't want to be that jerk anymore.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. But all right, man. Well, let's get to it. I mean,
you got let's do a little shout out to our sponsors.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, sponsors. Absolutely. So listen, if you need anything that has to do with apparel, you need your car wrapped, you need a poster, you need a banner, you need anything, you need to go to Seasonal Sports. All right, right there on the screen. All right, so Fred is awesome.
Fred's amazing.
It's the best workaround that you're gonna get. All right, and if you need ink, if you need tattoos, if you need piercings, if you need anything that has to do with that, you're gonna need to go to Rockin' Horse. Okay.
Now my question is, will he pierce anything?
Okay, so I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
But because it's Josh,
right?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. Maybe. I don't know if he does the piercing, but I mean, he'll definitely.
So you're saying
he'll definitely encourage you to get everything pierced. Okay. Because it's Jay. If you know Josh.
Yeah.
If you know Josh.
Yeah. Because like I was thinking about maybe getting like my ears done.
Yeah. Oh, he'll definitely. Yeah.
Why? What did you think I was talking about?
Maybe something a little more sensitive, but.
Like my armpit.
Or that. Yeah, sure.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Maybe up here. I don't know.
Oh.
But anyways, all right. So listen. All right.
Now, what if I need some caffeine or I'm looking for a sweet treat? Where should I go?
Well, then you need to go dipping. Is there anywhere else to go?
But not that I'm aware of.
I mean, you could try going to the other place, but I mean, everything's stale.
Are you talking about Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah. Just don't even. Ugh. You don't want to get anything to eat from there.
Yikes.
Gross. Anyways.
Ugh.
Okay.
What ICW news you got for me there, G?
All right, so
Because I think you got a truckload of ICW news.
I really do. Okay, first off, if you don't know, okay, the legend Glacier from WCW is going to be at this first show.
Yes.
Okay, they're going to be having a lot of tag team matches because they're getting ready to debut
their tag belts.
the ICW.
That's
belts.
exciting.
Okay, so that's going to be big. That's going to be taking place over the next couple shows. Okay. Looking through all the stuff that came out very fast, I don't know if they have announced a big name for the March show.
Right.
I could have missed it. Something is also up, and they do a lot of the announcements right through like Facebook.
Right.
It's something that's been messing up with mine. I got to get that on lockdown because it's kind of hindering.
Well, you know, if you
what
get,
I'm trying to get.
it'll be a
done
lot
here.
easier if you got an iPhone.
You know, no, but but I do know that the next few shows after that are also going to have some big names for the Rome show. That's going to be on April 23rd.
Yep.
James Storm
Yes, sir.
is going to be there. All right, like the TNA, the Impact, like legend himself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, one half of one of the best tag teams ever, in my opinion, Beer Money.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, former everything champ. This guy held everything in TNA. He's gonna be there. You're gonna want to be at the Rome show.
Well, like, just looking at the other four guys they got on the card there. You got Nikki Sullivan,
Yeah.
Brute Van Slyke,
Yeah.
Mike Skyros,
Yeah.
and not exactly my favorite, but you got Ben. Ben's going to be there also.
Oh, Ben's always kind of rules the Rome show, man.
Yeah.
He takes over.
And then let's see.
That's who it is. It's Hornswoggle for March.
Yes, that's it. Hornswoggle. Yes.
Thank you, Coffin. Coffin just messaged me.
Oh,
So Coffin's watching.
oh,
What's
my
up,
man
Coffin?
Coffin.
Thank you for the save as always. Apparently you realize he's gonna rub that in my face.
That's probably not going to be the only thing he rubs in your
I
face.
know. I hope it's not a kendo stick or anything like that, or the flag.
Oh.
Flag. That flag isn't. It pretty much hurts as much as the kendo stick. I'm not gonna lie.
But I'm going to tell you right now, like I still have a little PTSD from him crashing the shows. Like, just every time that door, like, slams, I'm expecting that big mofo to walk through and harass you.
Yeah, it's a little. I'm not gonna lie, it's scary. He's a big guy. He's a big, strong guy.
Yeah, okay. That's where I hope you were going. I hope you weren't trying to offend him at all.
What? He knows I would never say that.
I don't know.
Right? I hope so.
Not on camera, anyways. Because, I've heard you say some things off camera about him, but...
Oh, man. He said he's got something special lined up for us. All right. I'm sure he does. Should I just cry now about it or what?
Well, you're good at doing that. Like,
Well, hey. It's just because I worry.
you're a very emotional guy. Like,
I am. It is what it is.
it's why your wife hates you. Like, it's okay.
She does not hate me.
Okay.
I hope. I don't know. Okay, so are we going to get to the Rumble? Are we going to talk about the Rumble?
We'll talk about the matches before the two main Rumbles, but the first match of the night was Seth frickin' Rollins versus Roman Reigns.
I really hate that they just call him Seth frickin' Rollins. First off, I always hate that it's either like frickin' or freakin' when, like, I don't know, maybe it's because it's me personally, but I've always been a friggin' guy.
See, I've always been a fan of effin'.
Right.
Like when he had that shirt, that was just the F. Like, I like that better. Like, it just sounds better because
Right.
freaking makes me feel like you're trying to do some weird, like, porno shit. Like,
Yeah.
but anyways, Seth wins because Roman Reigns refused to let go of the hold on his throat while he had the ropes. And this actually marks Roman Reigns' first loss during this championship run. So you have Seth Rollins losing, Roman Reigns retaining. And the match itself wasn't bad. Seth always puts on a show. Roman, and I hate to say this, has been put on much more entertaining matches.
Right. I mean, in that. So, I'm torn on the match, right? Because here's what happened. So, he comes out with using the Shield.
Yeah,
entrance,
like honestly, was fantastic.
which was genius in my opinion for them to like do if he was going to play. And Roman did a good job playing. He's in my head, you know what I mean? Because he was just like looking down and
then you got the whole match. You got Seth putting the hand out like.
Trying to fist bump him.
The only thing that would have made it better is Seth would have had the blonde streak. We were texting.
Yeah.
Like I was like, and like I'm thinking it. I'm in another group chat talking to my other buddies. I just say that in the other group chat, and then Matt says it in ours. Shout out to Captain Samuels.
Yeah, that should have been. They should have also done that. Hands down.
But what I did like about this match a lot was how they recreated the Seth turning on the Shield moment, where after Roman's been disqualified, Seth's out in the middle there, and Roman goes, grabs the chair, and proceeds to decimate Seth with the chair.
Right.
So, like, this was a very interesting ending for that for me. I'm not surprised they let Roman retain.
But as soon as they did that, because again, the way we were texting was as soon as he got disqualified, I was like, okay, so is Seth going to
go into the Rumble?
Going to go into the Rumble to win, and then
because what
later on in the night, I was like, no, okay, it's going to be Brock, because we knew
one of the champions were going to lose.
Yeah, one of the champions were going to lose and then enter, and the three of us had the same idea that we were all talking about it. And we ended up being right. We just weren't sure, like
which one,
who was going to do it.
I thought Roman,
and we called it perfectly. Just we weren't sure of the actual.
I thought Roman was going to be the one to lose because they had been hyping up his win streak, like how 500 days. I'm like, they're hyping it up.
Yeah, they'll keep it all the way to now.
Right. So I was like, Roman's going to lose, and then he'll enter the Rumble. Well, that's not what happened. And then we had. Becky Lynch defeated Doudrop, which honestly, for a woman of her, like Nia Jax is like a big girl, but Nia Jax looks kind of athletic. Doudrop doesn't look athletic at all, but she is an animal. Like she's a hell of a wrestler, and like it was actually a good match.
Yeah, and
it's just when you have, especially with the female matches, when you have two females in such disappropriate sizes,
right.
Like you can, they worked very, very well together. It's just it's even more unrealistic than having Braun Strowman versus Daniel Bryan, and then you have the little guy end up beating the giant or whatever. Right. It's just a little bit more unbelievable, but they did pull it off. Becky ends up retaining.
See, and again, I feel like it was also just unbelievable. For that, you're telling me that she can out wrestle and beat Doudrop. And the problem is, and here's the thing, so they call her up from NXT UK, and then they rename her Doudrop. So immediately you're handcuffing that person, right? Because
name.
They're going to say, oh, we can't have somebody named Doudrop beat Becky Lynch, but you named her Doudrop. She didn't name herself that.
I don't know, you don't know.
So
they put the belt on a wrestler named Nikki ASH.
But yeah, I don't know.
It was a fine match. It was okay. Then we had what else we got? Oh, we had the Edge and Beth Phoenix match versus the Miz and Maurice. I have to say, and every time she wrestles, I get more and more impressed. Maurice has come so far with her skill set. Because even though she's not a wrestler, she never really was a wrestler. She's more of a valet than anything.
Right.
But, she does a few moves now here and there. And, she does them well. The few moves, it's like she's, picked, 4 moves and just practiced them a million times to make them look good.
Right.
And it actually sells the match much, much better.
Well, yeah, way better than anything she used to have to do. I mean, if she's going to have to get in the ring with anybody, you're you're gonna try and wrestle the Glamazon. I mean, come on.
Right. Like,
dude, she came out.
There's a reason
Dude,
there's
her
a
arms
mixed
are
thing.
so
Dude,
jacked,
she's
for
an
someone
animal.
who's retired. She's still so jacked.
Dude, like
Beth Phoenix, like I'd be
and
so
like
scared
her, like
to fight
her hair was all
Yeah,
like,
the hair's all.
mohawked up.
She looks
Like-
so
like,
crazy. Like when she took it to the Miz, I was like, yes.
Like she looked like somebody who like just came off the set of The Warriors.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Or like from Mad Max.
Yeah,
like,
she looks like straight. They both look like they came right out of a Mad Max movie.
And to no one's surprise, Edge and Beth Phoenix won.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have
It's the end for that.
Huh?
It's got to be the end for them, right? That storyline.
Yeah,
it's got to be over now. Like they need to move on to something else because like I think he needs somebody at WrestleMania that's gonna. I mean, not that the Miz can't elevate like anybody, but like I don't think he needs something bigger.
They might.
No offense to Miz, because I love the Miz, but they need something. But they already did it too. Like if it was new,
right,
and they were leading it to WrestleMania, that'd be one thing. But
I just don't know where they go with Edge forward.
I think even if they want to keep it with somebody who it maybe even is like
I love to see AJ Styles.
I was going to say AJ Styles, like to be like because they can literally even put it as I need to have this WrestleMania match.
Right.
I need to have the steal the show match.
Right.
And I don't care who you are. I don't care what you're doing right now. I'm going to do it. And then like AJ Styles comes out and be like, oh, you want to have this match? Like, and like they don't have to do anything to each other. They can put them as a freaking tag team, which they're probably going to do because it's WWE over the next couple months, but they need to, but I think it really should be those two because his thing with Austin Theory is over.
Right.
And his thing with The Miz is over. And so if you keep a light thing, like have him wrestle some other people, but keep a light thing going all the way along to be
I'm curious
we're
if they're
going
gonna
to have this show-stealing WrestleMania moment match and then just have them go at it.
I'm curious whether they're going to have somebody return like a big name for Edge to go against or revisit Edge versus Orton, somebody that Edge is comfortable with working with, somebody he's worked with before.
It'd be dope.
What?
Edge versus Christian.
Christian, actually, I read an article.
Edge versus Christian.
I read an article with a quote from Christian. It was this morning, actually. And he said, he's like, last year I had the greatest year of my career. He's like, I've wrestled pay-per-views in the three main wrestle companies in the world. He's like, and I love being here at AEW. AEW is where I'm finishing my career.
Right.
Like, that's a direct quote he said yesterday. So, unless Edge, once he's done with this run, goes to AEW, I don't think we will ever see.
I don't think he would either. I don't think he's, I think he's, may just feel like he's a WWE guy.
Like, what I could see happening, and this will lead when we go into the Men's Rumble, Edge versus Shane O'Mac, I could see them doing something like that. Because once we talk about the Men's Rumble, there's a lot of controversy because I guess Shane was lead writer for this year's Rumble.
Okay.
Which explains some things. But so then we had Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, which was what you thought it was going to be of a match. Brock Lesnar suplexed the absolute shit out of Bobby Lashley.
Right.
Bobby Lashley actually said in an interview on Monday morning, for some podcast, he's like, I almost got knocked out with that first suplex. Like, Brock was doing it. And, like, it was that big man match that everybody thought it was going to be. It went back and forth.
Bobby also suplexed the shit out of Brock.
Right.
That was awesome to see. It was. As big of a fan of Brock as I have recently become, it was great to see that. I'm like, if they're gonna have anybody take, but to have the interference. I mean, I think that was the smarter play. It's like everyone's like, it was like, okay, yeah, so he's gonna wrestle him at WrestleMania, again, of course, and I'm like, but everything about it is different. And normally I would be like, oh God, these two are, but like, there's different things. One WrestleMania is 2 nights, which I don't agree with. I don't really like it, but, and I'm also interested to see, because if it's title versus title, again, it kind of sounds like they're going with that thing I predicted on the last show, the unifying these titles and having somebody.
You're getting a little ahead of yourself, Garrett. You're getting a little ahead of yourself.
I'm just saying.
So, I'm saying, like, for the conclusion of the show. So Brock's about to beat Bobby, and the ref was knocked out at this point, I believe.
Yeah, they squashed him in the corner, and then he hit him with Bobby's legs during the F5.
Right. So that's what it was. When he F5 Bobby, ref got taken out.
Right.
So Brock's looking for a ref, and out of nowhere, Roman Reigns hits him with a Superman punch. Bobby Lashley comes to, the ref comes to. Bobby Lashley pins Roman Reigns.
Oh, but you're forgetting the most important thing.
No, that came after.
He hits him with
that came after. That came after the match was over.
With the belt.
That came when the match was over.
You sure?
Yes, because Heyman walked out with
that happened during. Because everyone was down. Because he hit him with the Superman punch. Then he had him hand over the belt. Then he ran and he forearmed him with the belt.
Yes. Okay.
And
yes.
Then they
yes.
all
Sure.
left.
In my mind, it happened.
Yeah.
At the end.
Because they were, because I think, well, again,
Paul Heyman turned on Brock.
Yeah.
And went
and it
with
looks
Roman.
and they made it sound like it was
the setup.
It's been the setup the whole time.
Yes.
The entire time.
So you have Brock Lesnar laid out in the middle of the ring, Roman Reigns leaving with Paul Heyman. And honestly, let's talk about the men's Royal Rumble before we talk about the females, because in my opinion, female Rumble was way better than
it was way better. So yeah, we can talk about the Rumble that happened last, because it was the better of the two.
Yes. So we had, who came in first? It was AJ?
I don't even remember.
And I'll pull it up here in a second.
I don't even remember. Because there was nothing. There was no moment in which it was spicy at all.
So it was
it was so bland.
It was AJ and Shinsuke. He came out first.
Right.
And then just looking at this, there was no Shane was the surprise, but that had been leaked a week prior.
Right.
So at this point, we're texting, and I'm like, Brock's going to be the last person in the Rumble.
Right.
The second Brock Lesnar lost the belt, you knew he was winning the Royal Rumble.
We called it. We knew he's going to come out. He's going to, and then he's going to challenge.
So it was AJ Shinsuke, and AJ eliminates Shinsuke. He eliminates Austin Theory. AJ eliminates Robert Roode. Ridge Holland comes out. AJ eliminates him. Then you have Montez Ford and Damian Priest come out. Sami Zayn comes out. Johnny Knoxville comes out, looking like a variation of the Blue Meanie. Angelo Dawkins. And then Omos comes out. And then you got Ricochet, Chad Gable, Dominic Mysterio, Happy Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, Sheamus, Rick Boogs, which I was very kind of like.
I like
him a lot.
What's his name? Graves was like, he looks like Freddie Mercury with the mustache and the short hair. I'm like, he kind of does.
Yeah.
But I mean, was it
See, it reminded me more
Chad Gable that he had one-handed press. He had him by his hand, but then he pressed.
It reminded me more of like Rick Steiner, he's with the mustache and And then you had
so strong.
You had Madcap Moss, Riddle, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Rey Mysterio, Kofi, Otis, Big E, Bad Bunny.
So stupid.
Shane McMahon.
If you want to have him out, have him immediately get thrown out. He eliminated way too many people.
Bad Bunny?
He came out and literally, someone, I forgot, there was I can't remember.
He eliminated Sheamus.
Yeah. I can't remember what veteran said it, but it's like you had a rapper come out and make some of your bigger guys look like nothing. And I'm like.
No, he eliminated Sheamus, Dolph Ziggler. That's all he eliminated.
Yeah, but still, you're talking two veterans and one of them's huge. You know, those are both like
They're both like big name guys.
Yeah.
So
it's
then,
ridiculous.
like, and then Lesnar comes in 30, and Lesnar just decimates.
Did he come in 30, or
Yeah.
did he come in 29?
No, Randy Orton came in 29.
Randy Orton came in 29. Yeah. Okay.
Lesnar comes in. Last person Lesnar to eliminate was Drew McIntyre, and Lesnar wins. And then Lesnar says on Raw this week, he comes down, and obviously you got Bobby Lashley thinking that, oh, like, that's my WrestleMania match. Like, that's like, and Lesnar goes, I'm going into the Elimination Chamber, and I'm going to wrestle Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. But I'm going to have that belt when I do it. Which is exactly what's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Like, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Whether he pins Bobby for it, or someone else eliminates him and then he eliminates.
But whether
everybody.
It's Brock Lesnar with both belts or Roman Reigns with both belts, somebody is walking out of WrestleMania, one of those two, with both those belts. So this is the thing I hate about this. Okay?
Okay.
It is now the beginning of February, and we already know what the outcome of the main event to WrestleMania is. It's either going to be Brock Lesnar with both belts or Roman Reigns with both belts.
Right.
Unless they do something like when Seth Rollins cashed in the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, and Money in the Bank isn't before that, is it? No, because there's only one stop.
Right.
Now,
It's already been done and over with.
Yeah.
Like, unless you had something like that, or for some reason that Seth Rollins gets in it and they make it a triple threat, or unless they do something like that, we already have one of two possible outcomes to the main event match of WrestleMania.
Yeah, someone's walking away with both.
Yeah. And we already, and like, yes, normally like, oh, hey, once the match gets announced, obviously one of two people are going to win. But, like, obviously there's going to be hype to this, whatever. Brock shouldn't have made that statement. Like, he should have been like, he should have been surprise entrance into Elimination Chamber. The SmackDown before, show up on SmackDown and be like, I'm going to be the last person in Elimination. Like, build up to it. But now it's like, okay, what else is going to be on WrestleMania this year? Because I disagree with you. Right now, I like WrestleMania being 2 days. Because that last WrestleMania before they broke it in 2 days was 8 hours long.
Right.
Okay?
The one that we went to was just over 8 hours long.
It was 8 hours long. And me having kids, and I know you feel the same way, as somebody watching at home with kids and like trying to get that's more than like, oh, hey, it's Sunday, I watch football on Sunday. Oh, there's 2 games here, I have like an hour break here, 2 games there. Oh, and then there's Sunday night like that. Like, legitimately, I am dedicating a whole entire day to WrestleMania, whereas the 2 days, it's 2-3.5 hour things. And on Sunday night, I can send the kids to bed early if need be, because they've already seen most of it.
Right.
They haven't sat. I haven't sat on a couch for the whole 8 hours watching something. Like,
Right.
it's very, very time consuming.
Yeah. Another problem I have with it is that Raw really needs to stop being 3 hours long. There's no need for Monday Night Raw to be 3 hours. It's
You know what?
Stupid.
I wouldn't have a problem with Raw being 3 hours long as if it was good. It's like take the original cut of Batman vs Superman. Okay,
Right.
That movie was damn near 3 hours long, and it didn't need to be. Okay, the extended cut with the other stuff in it made it a movie that I would have had no problem sitting there for 3 solid hours watching it. But the cut we got in the theaters, and same with like Justice League, like the cut that we got, there was absolutely no reason why I should have had to sit through that.
Right.
But you give me something like Endgame that's 3 hours long, something that is absolutely great, I will sit through it every week and watch it.
Right.
If the quality's there, I have no problem there. Because guess what? Growing up, when they first made Raw 3 hours long, the product was there, man.
Right.
I had no problem staying up till 11 o'clock every Monday night when I was in junior high school, watching it, waking up, going to school on Tuesday morning a little bit tired. because I was entertained for 3 hours long.
Right.
Now
It's not the same product.
like I don't watch it live anymore. I'll catch the Hulu version of it,
Right.
which is only an hour and a half long,
Yeah.
because they trim out the nonsense stuff.
Yeah, so
the fact
just
that
they have to do that.
The fact that they know that
Yeah.
they can trim out
Exactly.
stuff that doesn't matter
put
shows
it
to
on
me
Hulu?
they know that what they're putting out isn't worth watching.
Exactly. So why are they even doing it? Jam pack everything that you need to into 2 hours.
Like AEW
to put out
does.
a killer product. Okay.
That's what AEW does.
Case in point, before NXT went like on TV and was 2 hours long, when it was the 1 hour show, it was the 1 hour of WWE I made sure that I watched
It was worth it.
all the time, because that hour was going to be the best hour of wrestling that was out all week.
Oh, 100%.
Anywhere given me, because AEW also wasn't putting out anything. They weren't even a company yet.
Right.
You know, so like that, the NXT was your thing, because they took, it's like, okay, we got 1 hour. What are we doing?
Right.
And it was the best. Best.
And the thing I had so much of an issue with this year's Rumble too is normally you have about 5 legends, surprise people show up.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Bunny is not a surprise person. Bad Bunny is somebody you guys put on my TV now for the last year.
Yeah, Shane
O'Mac
in the Rumble isn't a surprise.
Isn't a
Shane
surprise
O'Mac
thing.
comes out at the beginning of a show. That's a surprise, because
Or-
you know he's going to do something.
Or even Shane O'Mac comes out one and lasts 3/4 of the Rumble. That
Yeah.
would be something cool.
Yeah.
You know
like,
what I
oh my
mean?
God,
Like-
is Shane O going all the way? You
right.
know,
like, but there was nobody there that was a surprise.
No, and
that's something that makes the Rumble the Rumble.
right. So to me too, like every year you need to have new blood in, like.
Bring somebody up from NXT,
from
a new
NXT.
signing, like the year AJ Styles came.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was getting to.
That's
so like, if
the
you're
perfect thing.
there's 2 times in a year in WWE when you need to drop brand new people in for stuff. One is the Rumble.
Others to draft.
Well, not because the draft mixes things up. But for people to show up, it's the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yes.
Okay, because for a long time that was the only Raw that you needed to watch all year was the Raw after Mania, right?
Well, it was the Raw before Mania and the Raw after
yeah,
Mania, really.
Right. So like the year that AJ Styles came in and he was like number 3. I mean, that was the best. I mean, I lost my mind. It was, because AJ Styles
Everybody
was my
did.
top 10 favorite of all time. You know?
Like, I had just gotten back into watching wrestling, and I had started following some of the New Japan stuff. Like, I had fallen in love with Marty Scurll.
That's
Like,
3 or 4 years ago.
dude, that was more like 5-6 years ago.
Really? It was 2016, wasn't it?
Yes, I think it is. Let me see. AJ Styles. Like, AJ has been.
He's actually been there for a while. He's been almost every champ. I think all he hasn't had is the Universal, right?
2016.
Yeah. Well, but then 2 years ago when Edge came back, I mean, I was texting people I'm like, Edge is in the Rumble, and they're like, what? I'm like, Edge is in the Rumble.
Right.
They're like, how? I'm like, I don't know, but he's there, and he looks like $1 million, and he's spearing everybody. It was the best. It was the you need moments like that. Even if it's somebody that you're bringing in, even somebody from the Cruiserweight Classic that doesn't, what's his name? It's like Zach something.
I know what you're talking about.
The skinny one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? The real taller, skinny one.
Man,
he's also a wrestler. There's no reason, if they wanted to pull in people that are from pop culture, like Bad Bunny, why not have Zach Clayton on? You know what I mean? Have Zach Clayton come in. Zach Clayton is fucking huge. You know what I mean? He could it's believable if he's gonna clothesline Sheamus over the thing, because Zach Clayton is my height but big. You know what I mean? Of course he can do that. Of course he can throw Dolph Ziggler
there's
over.
So many
do
other
stuff like that.
There's so many other options to bring out. Even bring Cena to come out. Cena would have been a surprise for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh.
And if you bring him in third and he gets eliminated, Like
nobody's gonna be like, you know what I mean?
Like you wasted Cena. No, you didn't. He came in third, and he was one of the last, 5 or 6.
Matt really thought Bray was gonna come back. Matt thought there was.
Oh, he was holding out hope
for weeks now. Matt's like, you know what? I really think that they've re-signed Bray. Bray's gonna come back. And I'm like, I don't see it, homie. I don't see it.
No. At this point, I'm not sure if he's gonna show up anywhere. He just might be done.
I don't think he's done. I think he needs to get his shit straight.
Yeah.
Like that's what I really think it with him. And like that was the Rumble. Like, and it just was.
It was stale.
It was super unsatisfying. Like
it was super stale. However, what was satisfying, and there has been better women Rumbles. But like I was like, okay, that was a good Rumble. But then once the men's came out, I was like, okay, well that was the better Rumble.
Oh, 100%.
And again, I've seen better women's Rumbles, but this one was pretty good.
My speculation was 100% accurate.
Oh yeah.
I said we were texting before. I'm like, Ronda is coming back and Ronda's winning the Rumble, and that's what happened. And I love her.
Yeah.
Like there's something about how easy she took, like, and actually in the Broken Skull session with Stone Cold, Stone Cold asks Becky about like wrestling with Ronda, and like Becky talks about how like when she like from like 16 on, she's like, I wasn't athletic at all. She's like, I had to work hard just to get down the moves, get down everything. She's like, even though she was a gold medalist, UFC fighter, whatever, like this is a completely different thing. She's like. She's like, I've never seen anybody take to it as quickly as you. She's like, you show her how to do something once, and she does it. She knows how to do it. She's like Becky refers to her as a warrior. Right. Like that's what she is, and that's what Ronda is. And I like the fact because if you remember, Ronda was like a heel when she left.
Right.
And Becky was the face. And now you have that role reversal. Very similar to the Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, and because she's also not going to be like hi, I'm a face. No, she's going to be like, hi, I'm back, and I'm going to take your belt. You know what I mean?
Well, on Raw, she put Becky on her ass in like 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Like it was great. And like to set that back up, bringing back Ronda. Because like usually like up until this run of Brock Lesnar, I hated it when they brought Brock back anywhere to draw viewers in or whatever.
So did I.
But
how many times over the as long as we've been doing the show, even now, did I complain about it?
Oh, me
and
too.
Until this version of him, I'm like, the way they're using him is correct. The way he talks is perfect. Like he doesn't need Paul. It's a perfect swerve now because he doesn't need Paul. It's like if they did this like 2 years ago, I'd have been like, oh God, why are they taking Paul away from him? Why are they doing that? That's terrible. And now I'm like, yes, have Paul turn on him. And he doesn't need Paul.
And I think for the first time in Brock's career, I think he legitimately is having fun.
Oh, it sounds like he's having fun.
He looks like
even on social media, it looks like he's having fun.
Dude, like this guy seems like this isn't like just something that he's doing for income now. Like I think he's like fallen back in love with like sports entertainment. And like back to Ronda, the women's division, and since it's been no longer the Divas, it's been the women's evolution or whatever. The women's division had a lot of times outshines the men's division.
Right.
And this Rumble is another case of that. But the last couple months, it has become very stale.
Right.
Like you've had like Becky with like Doudrop. Charlotte really hasn't been doing anything. Like you've had Sasha come back. Bianca Belair is kind of just over.
I've just never really been a fan of Sasha.
I love Sasha.
And I used to love Becky Lynch, and now like I'm over everything that Becky has done and doing. But do you think that's why they're all at Elimination Chamber? She's going against Lita.
Oh, 100%.
Right. So you think she's going to retain, obviously.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Because Becky versus Ronda is going to be the bigger.
Right. And I really think you're going to have there's going to be a swerve to that. Like I think you're going to have the Ronda Charlotte Becky WrestleMania match part 2.
Again?
I think you're going to have the part 2 of that.
Yeah. See, I'd rather me personally, because I'm over Becky and everything about her like totally like it's. I'd rather see Lita win it and then Lita go up against
I don't think
Ronda.
Lita. I don't think
even if Ronda's gonna win, you know what I mean?
I don't think Lita has a full run in her.
You know.
I don't think she's got a full.
I mean, from Elimination Chamber to WrestleMania, what's wrong? That's like she could literally just wrestle 2 matches.
But she's already started with Rumble, so now she's gonna.
Boom,
it's gonna,
boom, boom, and she's done.
I don't know.
I'm just saying. I don't think they're going to do it either. I'm just saying I'd like to see it, and I think that Lita deserves a belt run now.
Right.
Even if it's only a month.
Right.
Like, okay, Lita was also this champion, you know. And speaking of which, before we actually talk about the meat and potatoes of the women's Rumble, was I really do think before she's like done that Natalya deserves like a more than a year-long run as a champ.
I agree.
Literally raining down hell on the entire women's like division on the show, that whichever show she happens to be on.
She's
like,
been a pillar.
She has been not a pillar. She's been the pillar of the women's. She's the only one that was there from the big like. Okay, there was a couple people that were there when it went from divas to the women's wrestling, but like Natty has been there the whole time. You know what I mean? Like
right.
she's like the old school one, still wrestling, still in good shape, still like it. She's like the one where you got.
She's been in WWE since 2008.
Yeah, if you're gonna start, it has to you start with Natty. You know what I mean? Like
right.
It's. So it,
like Natty's been there since 2008.
Yeah.
Okay, like she's the longest like concurrent wrestler that's been
exactly.
There. So this is how the Rumble went down. You had Sasha and Melina were the first two.
Yeah. Now see, I thought Melina was a good surprise, and I was never even big on her, but I was like, okay.
Then you had Tamina. Then you had Kelly.
I'm not even joking. I got up to go pee and missed Kelly.
And like he texted me, he goes, "Who is that?" Or like Kelly. He's like, "That doesn't look like Kelly."
No, that was later on. That was Summer Rae.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what happened to Summer Rae's face?
Yes,
and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be sexist. I'm not trying to be anything. She literally like doesn't look like Summer Rae.
Right.
Like, even with a different hair, like her face is different. Yeah. I'm not trying to be mean. There's no mean, no sexist. I literally, if she had come on and their name wasn't there, I'd be like,
who is
what was that? But no, I got up and went to the bathroom, and I came back, and the 4th entrant was coming in, and I was like, wait, where's the 3rd? Who's that? And I had to text the guys and be like, who? And Kelly had already come and gone, and I was like, oh, come
on. Then we had Aaliyah. We had Liv Morgan. Queen Zelina. This has been the first time I've liked Zelina as Queen Zelina.
Yeah, I mean, I like it a little bit more than any form I liked before. Well, I think she did good in the Rumble, and it kind of won me over a little bit because I've always been like,
that Shogun
how is
armor,
she the queen?
That Shogun armor was dope looking.
Yeah, it was.
You had Bianca, Dana Brooke, who looks the best she's ever looked. She's somebody who deserves some kind of
She
run,
also deserves
some kind of push.
I think she deserved the run. Even prior to her changing her look, she slimmed down a lot.
But she's still
a lot
jacked.
Of the muscle, a lot of the muscle mass is she cut down like Mike Verna cut down.
Yes,
you know what I mean. Like Mike Verna was this huge barrel chested dude, and all of a sudden he was boom. He's got like an 18-pack and all of that. Same way, she did that, so she looks crazy.
And then you had Miss Deadman herself, Michelle McCool,
who did great in the Rumble.
She crushed it.
She crushed the Rumble. Yep. Like, she was one of, how, sometimes either men or women's, there's people who hold up the Rumble the whole time. Yep. She was one of them.
Oh, yeah.
She was a pillar of this year's Rumble.
Yes. Sonya Deville, Natty, Cameron, Naomi, Carmella, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte. Then you had Ivory.
Okay. So this is one of the reasons why I do wish that they actually moved it from 30 to 40 people, so you can have more fun entrance like this.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I am totally cool with a legend coming back and like doing something ridiculous. Like, what was it the one year? One of the Bushwhackers came out and they were walking down and they were doing the literally was walking across, got thrown over the rope, landed, and then just kept walking away like that. Didn't miss a beat. And I loved it.
It was great.
But at the same time, it gets rid of one of the spots. So that's why I do wish, like, it was like 1 or 2 years, they moved it to a 40-person, and I loved it.
It was the world's greatest Rumble.
Right. But I'm talking, there was a couple of years, at least 1 year, but there was a couple, I'm talking years and years ago, like early to mid of the 10s.
Okay.
Where they actually moved it to 40 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I probably can look it up quick, but I know the greatest Royal Rumble, they had that, you know, and if you're going to have there should have been 50 in my opinion. I don't know
and
if it was.
Then you had Brie Bella. And then you had the Impact Women's Champion, Mickie James.
Yeah.
Coming out with the belt, and underneath it said the Impact Women's Champion.
Yeah, and it actually said Impact, and I was like, oh my God. I was so shocked that they did that they acknowledged another company. I could not believe it.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
It was amazing.
So,
and then you had Alicia Fox, which I didn't even know still wrestled. I thought she had been, like, quietly was gone. Nikki Ash, you had Summer Rae, Nikki Bella, Sarah Logan, which I thought had been released.
Who?
Sarah Logan.
I think she was. Well, I think she just came back.
They have her as a free agent.
Right.
Then you had Lita, and then you had Molly Holly, and then Ronda Rousey, and then Shotzi and Shayna Baszler. Now, what I loved what they did was when Ronda's
2011.
It was 11?
Yeah.
When Ronda's music hit, everybody that was still in the ring stopped. Like, nobody got up, and Nikki Bella was, like, on the ground, and everybody just turned and looked, and everybody was wide-eyed.
It was awesome. It was a good moment. It was a really good moment. And I wasn't, because as soon as her music hit, like, everything that we said, again, that was going to happen, then we obviously knew, but the reaction, the camera work and the wrestlers' reactions was right. Everyone stopped. Like, people stopped. Like, the women were like this and then stopped, and all
the action in the ring stopped. And what I like what they did, and it's a very subtle thing that they did, but I think worked very, very, very well, is Ronda didn't come out in her Piper-esque gear. Ronda came out head to toe black, a black shirt with white writing saying Rowdy on it, black pants, the black leather jacket, and looked like the fucking Grim Reaper coming home. Like,
and she came out to do business.
Came down all black, ready to just kill everybody, and that's what she did.
And again, like, I'm not exactly like the hugest like on it, but the way it played was. It was a great Rumble moment. It was very well done.
Yeah.
So for me, the women's Rumble won the night, won the entire, like, the whole night. It was the best match, the better thing. And Raw itself on Monday was actually it was a decent Raw, and I liked.
It wasn't bad.
I kind of liked that they actually filled up the entire card for the Elimination Chamber in one night. Mm-hmm. You know, because now you can spend the next few weeks, playing the matches the way you want to. Of course, they're going to tag up some people because it's WWE and that's what they do. But that is what it is. So
now, Rumble stuff aside, one of the big stories the last week or so was you remember a month or so ago where Jeff Hardy seemed like he had relapsed at one of the shows.
Right. And
WWE very unceremoniously cut him the next day.
Right.
Well, it's now come out that they had drug tested him, and he came out clean. And it seems that he had taken a shot in the head and was kind of concussed. So on the slide, WWE made an offer to Jeff, like, hey, we want to induct you in the Hall of Fame this year. And Jeff basically went, "Nah, I'm good. You guys did me wrong."
Right.
He's like, "I told you I hadn't. That like something happened, and instead of making sure like that's what it was, they let him go." And I think that makes them look real bad, especially somebody like Jeff Hardy, who's had all these issues,
Right.
who has pretty much turned himself around quite a bit,
Right.
and he's a draw for you guys. You guys screwed up real bad,
Right.
and I like it.
When do you think they're gonna do? I mean, Undertaker. I mean, come on, he's done. Like, and first off, when he is inducted, he should be the only inductee.
They won't ever do that.
You know, like, because the amount of time that should be allotted to him, like, he's one of the only reasons at one point that the company stayed open.
I agree.
He's one of the only things that like, yeah, I know we keep saying pillars for this whole show, but like, he at one point was freaking Atlas, holding up all of WWE on his shoulders like this, just before, you know, The Rock really broke out, and Stone Cold and DX came to like actually came to prominence, and Mankind, you know, because those 5 things right there are what overturned that Monday Night War, you know, which
and it
honestly,
sucks.
because I've watched the entire thing on the network.
I've watched it twice.
Yeah, so I've watched. I would love to spend an entire show talking about the Monday Night War at some point.
Well,
just so
honestly,
you know, if you ever want to be like, hey, let's talk about the Monday Night War, I can talk a week for a week.
Well,
about it.
you and I have talked about doing a Patreon, and like if we ever do a Patreon,
Yeah,
and that could be some extra content. If everybody wants to cough up a couple bucks,
yeah,
we could start doing stuff like that. Like that's always something, because like there's lots you and I off air have sat there and talked about whatever.
Yeah.
But what sucks is they'll wait for a year that ratings are down.
right.
And the Rumble, like the lead up, like their writing has just been god awful, and they're going
They
to
need
be like,
fresh blood.
"Hey, what's going on? Hit me up." And then
Throw
that's
a number at me. It doesn't matter what it is. I'll take it.
higher than my salary now.
Yeah,
I'm yours.
Yeah. If it's 5 G's over what I make now, you got me.
But the crappy thing is they'll wait till your viewership's down to induct Taker in.
That's
What
insane.
I'm more
That's
curious
insane to me.
about is who inducts him.
I mean, it's probably gonna be Kane, right?
Is it Kane? Do they have Michelle McCool do it? Is it Vince himself that does it?
Yeah, I mean, Vince.
Could it be
probably
Mankind?
Vince, there's the there's
I think Kane.
there should be a handful of people, so it should either be Kane, Vince himself.
If Paul Bearer was still alive, I'd say it had to be Paul Bearer.
Of course it would be Paul Bearer.
But I think it'll be Glenn Jacobs. It has to be.
In all rights, it should be, you know. But I mean, even like anybody else, like, you know, Steve Austin could, you know what I mean? Like Shawn Michaels, Triple H, anybody. Like there's 5 people, you know, Mick Foley,
The Rock,
Mick Foley. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they created one of the best, probably.
Edge, Christian, like
you could prove if you could prove to me that that the Mankind or Taker throwing Mankind off the Hell in a Cell isn't the most Googled / YouTube WWE thing, I'd be shocked if I'm wrong.
Dude,
you know what I mean? Like
it's the greatest match moment in WWE history.
It's pure this and like I'm like, yeah, it's always followed up by the downward shot, which still looks really high, but that sky view of that is the most insane thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's just like oh, they're
and
going
it was
at
unscripted,
and they just took him and he just heaved him. You know what I mean? It was just like
Taker did not want to do that.
Yeah,
and Foley
he kept telling him to do it. Throw me. Throw me.
Yeah, he did. And Taker's like, no.
Throw me.
And then he got to the point where Mick's like, no, do it. And like, it's the greatest thing ever. And then for like, and that, like, people sleep on the impact Foley has had in that business. And I, to this day, Foley remains one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Belongs on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
What he sacrificed for himself for that company, like, not a lot of people have done. What he physically, and like, the man, when he was in his young days, was a hell of an athlete.
Right.
But when he came to prominence, he was not this Steve Austin, The Rock, like Triple H Jack dudes. He wore
sweatpants to the ring.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
and the things
fact that he got big at all, but and the only, I mean, I understand he was probably under direction, but one of the biggest mistakes Tony Schiavone ever made was when he then, because again, that's what they did. That's what, what's his name? Bischoff directed them to do. They'd give away the things, but when he said, "Oh, Mankind's about to win the title. Who wants to see that?" Guess what? Everybody wanted to see that because everyone switched the station, and you can watch this, and you can watch if you go and watch Monday Night War special on Peacock, it's the best thing to watch. Kate and I watched the entire thing.
Yep.
We were both just enamored by it, but like but that moment, like Raw finally, like, they overtook WCW because it was a constant back and forth, especially then. And then never dipped again.
Yeah, no.
Never dipped again. That night was the beginning of the end of the war.
Have you ever read Foley's autobiography?
I have not.
Like, now, when he wrote it, he's actually got two of them. The first one I like better than the second one, but he wrote it, and it was like the 98-99 time period. So, like, he goes a lot of, like, his past, but
that's the Have a Nice Day one, right?
Yes.
The one that was on the bestseller for, like,
forever.
Like, weeks and weeks and weeks.
Go. I want you to read it, because whatever appreciation and respect you have for Mick Foley, you'll have it tenfold.
Yeah.
And people forget how intelligent this man is.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a fantastic writer. And just, like, he went to school in Cortland.
Right.
Like, he would go to college, like, during the week, Friday night, drive down to Pennsylvania in the middle of the night, sleep in his car once he got there, and then would go wrestle all day Saturday, sleep in his car, wrestle Sunday morning, drive back to Cortland. It was like a 5-6 hour drive in some beat up car that he had. And then, like, that's how he would do papers and everything Sunday night and go to school. Like, that was his life, because he wanted to be a wrestler so bad. Like, his dedication started then. And, like, the whole Dude Love stuff, all that footage and stuff was stuff that he shot at Cortland at their apartment and stuff at home. Like,
Dude Love. Remember the year he came out as 3 different people in the Rumbles?
He took 3 different
Rumbles?
spots.
You know what I mean?
It was no, it was 4, wasn't it?
No, he came out as
Mankind.
As Mankind. He
Dude
came
Love.
out as Dude Love, and he came out as
Cactus Jack. That's
Cactus
right.
Jack.
That was before he had the just Mick Foley persona. You're right. Yeah, it was 3 spots.
He was still It was just the 3 personas, but all right. So on the next Wrestle Fandom Radio, any more news that we have for ICW?
Right.
We'll start bringing back up the top 5, and we'll continue the remainder of the creative factions, which we are left with NWA, and then all 3 WWE shows.
Correct.
So I mean, we could do UK and 205 Live, but we don't have to. Unless we really feel like it.
I'm sure we can come up with some. Like we could do like top 5 elimination chambers. Like there's other stuff we can do.
Yeah, we'll scatter them out, but we'll start that series back up for the top 5s after that, and yeah. So hopefully, was it next week? We're looking to do rom-coms.
Hopefully, yep.
On Movie Madness. So we'll see.
Any advice you guys want to make your Valentine's Day a little bit romantic with your little honey bunches or whatever you got out there? Maybe your rosy palm, if you want advice on that.
Yeah.
Anything you need, because I don't know. I just want to point this out to everybody. look, okay, like, model at the camera, please, Garrett.
What?
Like, Garrett's growing his hair out, and he looks absolutely fantastic. Like, look at this. Now, turn this side a little bit. Look at those curls. Like, I think if he fades the sides a little bit, like, it'll pop even more. But that is a handsome gentleman. Now, ladies, he's married, so, like, he's not out there available, but you can look. All right? And I encourage you to look.
But you can't touch.
Okay? Take the views. Maybe I'll post some more pictures of him up on the Instagram, on the Facebook. But that is a handsome gentleman. Look at him.
It's funny how, like, you've just been gushing over my hair.
Like I walked in the studio today, and I'm like, wow, like, hello, sir. Like, look at you.
I finally got product for it, too, because I was growing it out, and it was just kind of going everywhere. And, like, because I have allergies, and I can't take anything that smells, by anything at all. So, like, but I finally got product, and now it's doing that, so...
Kate, you need to take care of him tonight, okay? All right? You have prime meat right there. Like, you do what you got to do with that piece of steak over there, okay?
But all right, are we
I'm
set
done.
with this? The only other again, thank you to our sponsors. You make the show happen. You guys are the best ever. Especially Josh. You are the man. And again, to Z, I know if he's not listening at the moment, he's he'll watch. I know he'll watch this after because he's obsessed with this show. Because he's always coming at us. If you keep on sabotaging us, Z, I've been nice. But I'm going to get angry, okay? And I will revert to being the mastermind.
I'm not going back to the champ. I'll quit before I go back to being the champ.
But dude, I might need you. I need you to do that. All right. I mean, like, okay, the entire time I started being the mastermind and you were the champ, we were against each other, and look how crazy everything was. We team up, dude. Come on.
I don't know.
But if in this time he's not going to get anything over on me because I thought he was my ally. I thought he was my friend. Thought he was my guy. So he knew everything that I was doing.
Right.
You know. So.
But
Coffin. Coffin just said, hire me to get Z. Uh-oh.
Oh.
All right. There's even that, too. Ooh. We might have to do that. So, if you keep stepping to me, it might get ugly.
But check out the other shows on the D, because you check out all the other shows. It helps us.
Yeah. You got Music Monday, Chamber of Commerce. You like ghost hunting stuff? I mean, I watch ghost hunting stuff all the time. So
yeah, Agent Paranormal.
Yeah. There's it's a whole network.
Louis Show, like everything. Yeah. Like there's a lot of shows on there. There's a lot of great stuff. Don't let one bad apple like Anthony ruin it for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. All right.
Like, check out the shows. There's a lot of people out there, especially locally, that are getting pushes and, you know, that are on there that deserve to be. And it sucks that they have to deal with somebody like Z to get that kind of recognition, but that's where we're at right now. And hopefully this isn't my last Wrestle Fandom Radio.
No, dude, no. You just take a week and sleep on it. I think you'll be all right.
And we'll see what happens. But we'll see you guys next week in Movie Madness. We're out.